Do you remember the foods you used to eat as a kid? I do. I love getting a giant cinnamon bun at the school canteen, especially on a cold winter's day. I love going out for dinner with my parents to the local steakhouse and ordering a cheeseburger before I became vegetarian. And I would almost always have a chocolate mousse for dessert. And on Friday night as a treat, my dad would get fish and chips, the deep fried fish in batter, chips drenched in vinegar, and we would eat it on the couch watching Magnum, almost always followed by ice cream for dessert. That's a pretty terrible diet by today's standards. But here's the thing, we all ate like that in the 80s, and we didn't have the obesity epidemic we have today. Look at Australia now. 32% of Australian adults are obese. In America, the USA, that number is 41%. Have you ever stopped to think why? I mean, it defies logic. We have diet everything today. Low carb, low fat, sugar-free, calorie counted. We have 24-hour gyms on every corner, exercise equipment collecting dust in our homes, apps on our phones that tell us what to eat, when to move. And yet, in Australia, obesity rates have doubled since 1995 and are still climbing. We are getting fatter every single year. Why? How? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. The food we eat today is not the food we grew up with. It looks similar, it comes in similar packaging, it uses similar names, but it has been fundamentally and chemically altered. Even our fast food is more unhealthy today than it was 30 years ago. Portion sizes have increased, nutritional value has declined, and there are more add-ons, and we're eating out more frequently than ever before. So in summary, the products that have replaced our childhood food are doing something to our bodies that a Friday night fish and chips dinner simply never did. We're not eating more because we're weaker or lazier than our parents. We are eating more because the food has been engineered to make us eat more. And the drinks we consume every day are quietly adding hundreds of calories, destroying our gut health, and driving a metabolic crisis that is killing us slowly. Today, we're talking about two of the worst habits for your health: eating ultra-processed food and drinking sugar, highly sweetened, artificially sweetened, and highly caffeinated drinks. These two habits are deeply connected, and so I wanted to tackle them together in this short video. Why? Because these are two short habits, and they're keystone habits you can start changing today. I'm Shireen Chinnock, founder of For Your Life, where we deep dive into habit science to improve the quality of your life. This is habit number 7 and 8 in my series on the top 10 worst habits for your health: eating ultra-processed foods and drinking high-calorie, highly caffeinated drinks. Now, before we get into it, let me start by defining what we're talking about specifically, because not all processed food is a problem. Food scientists use a classification system called NOVA, which categorizes food into 4 groups based on how much industrial processing it has undergone. Today's discussion is focused on group 4, ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods are industrially manufactured products, and they're made mostly from substances which are extracted from food, so not food itself. But they contain ingredients you would never find in your home: emulsifiers, stabilizers, artificial colors, flavor enhancers, high fructose corn syrup, modified starches. They're designed to be hyper-palatable, engineered to hit the precise combination of salt, sugar, fat, and texture that keeps you eating past the point of fullness. They're designed to be cheap, convenient, and of course have a shelf life that real food just would never have. So these products are designed to bypass your body's full signals and keep you eating past the point of satisfaction. And it's not just the obvious stuff. So let me give you some examples. It's in your multigrain bread. Flip the packet and you'll find 20 ingredients when real bread only needs 4. It's in flavored yogurt, more sugar than a chocolate bar. It's in muesli bars, more sugar per 100 grams than a Tim Tam. It's in your pasta sauce, your breakfast cereal, your protein bar. What about drinks? Sugary drinks are ultra-processed food in liquid form, and in some ways more dangerous because the liquid calories don't trigger the same fullness signals that food does. So you can drink 500 calories and your brain really registers it. A standard 600 ml bottle of Coke contains 16 teaspoons of sugar. A large juice from a smoothie bar, often marketed as healthy, can contain as much sugar as 2 cans of soft drink, with the fiber stripped out and the blood sugar impact amplified. So what about diet drinks, you may be thinking? Surely that's okay. But here's where it gets more complicated. Many people have switched to diet drinks thinking they're making a healthier choice. But the research is increasingly clear that this may not be the case. Artificial sweeteners do not contain calories, but they appear to disrupt the gut microbiome, alter your insulin response, and may actually increase cravings for sweet food by training the brain to expect sweetness without the caloric reward. And then there's caffeine. Now, coffee in moderate amounts, 2 or 3 cups a day, has genuine health benefits. I'm not here to take your coffee away from you, but the highly caffeinated energy drinks that have become normalized are a serious concern. Many contain the equivalent of 3 to 4 espressos, combined with sugar or artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, and stimulants. So they spike cortisol levels, disrupt sleep, and create a dependency cycle that leaves you feeling more fatigued than before you started drinking them. So why is eating ultra-processed food so bad for you? Well, a major study published in the BMJ in 2024 found that ultra-processed food is now linked to 32 separate health conditions. 32. Including heart disease, type 2 obesity, type 2 diabetes, obesity, depression, anxiety, dementia. And here's the part that connects to my opening story. The fish and chips my family ate on a Friday night were cooked in animal fat, yes. The cinnamon bun, full of sugar. The ice cream, yes, full of cream and sugar. But they were made from real ingredients. They didn't contain emulsifiers disrupting our gut lining. They didn't contain artificial colors. They didn't contain nitrates, now linked to carcinogens. They didn't contain flavor enhancers designed to override our satiety signals. Real food, even indulgent real food, behaves differently in the body than ultra-processed food. The obesity epidemic didn't explode because we started eating fish and chips. It exploded because fish and chips was replaced by ultra-processed food. And the sugary, artificially sweetened drinks became the standard accompaniment to every meal and snack. And here's what I really need you to hear as a parent. What you feed your children now is programming their gut biome, their taste preferences, their relationship with food, and their long-term health for decades. The habits formed around food in childhood are among the most durable habits a person ever develops. So how do we stop? You don't need to be perfect. We just need to shift the ratio. And here are a few tips. Use the 5-ingredient rule. So every time you pick up a packaged product, flip it over. More than 5 ingredients, especially ones you can't pronounce or wouldn't find in your kitchen, just put it back. Number 2, swap the drinks first. This is the highest impact, lowest effort change you can make. Replace 1 sugary or artificially sweetened drink per day with water or unsweetened herbal tea. Start there, just 1. Your palate will adjust faster than you can think. Crowd out, don't cut out. So don't focus on removing the processed foods. Instead, focus on filling your plate with real food first. Vegetables, fruit, protein, whole grains. When your meals are built around real food, the processed options naturally take up less space and less of your appetite. Make real food the easy choice. So pre-cut vegetables, have a visible fruit bowl, nuts and fruit portioned into containers. Make real food as quick and easy to grab on the go as processed food. Start with your lunchbox. If you have children, this is your most important action. Check the ingredient list on everything that you're currently packing. Find one swap, just one. That's where the change begins. So here's what I want you to take away from today. The fact that we're getting fatter and sicker in a world with more gyms, more diet products, more health information than ever before is not a failure of willpower. It is not a personal failing. It is the entirely predictable outcome of a food system that has been optimized for profit and not for health. But understanding that is actually empowering because it means it's not about being stronger or more disciplined. It's about making choices, the right choices. It's about re-engineering your environment to make these choices easier. Why? Because we need to do better for ourselves and for our children. Now, you don't have to go back to the 1980s. You just have to go back to real food. If you are craving potato chips, grab the plain salt and vinegar, not the bright orange ones. Your body doesn't know what to do with flavor enhancers 621 and food acid 262. So make a small start today. A little more tomorrow, a little more often, one meal at a time. The fish and chips on a Friday night, go for it. Just check what oil it's cooked in. Add a homemade salad, skip the Coke, have a water. Maybe make a dessert yourself. That's how change works. Small, deliberate, consistent. Please drop it in the comments. What's the one swap you're going to make this week? I read every single one. And subscribe for the rest of the series. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next one.